Hare Krishna everyone, my name is Bhakti Lata or Mila, and today will be one of the most amazing videos that I have ever made on this channel. It is Saturday and I'm just about to drive to our Zurich temple to attend one puja or deity worship seminar given by no one else but His Grace Jananivas Prabhu. He is one of the most amazing Vaishnavas I have ever seen in my whole entire life. He is a saint, like literally saint that has been described in Shastra. I believe he was about 18 years old when he first time visited India, Bengal, Mayapur. He fell in love with Radha Madhava there and he stayed to this day. He is 80 years old, so about 40 years he has been serving the deities of Radha Madhava in Mayapur. And there is no better authority to speak on deity worship than him. And I promise you, if you stay till the end of the video, just imbibe all the nectar you will hear and you will see. And I'm telling you, you will feel ecstatic, because just by the thought of where am I going and from whom am I gonna hear Krishna katha, it just makes me so ecstatic. So see you in the temple in a minute. I mean, in about 45 minutes it takes to drive there. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Govinda, Govinda, Gopalanandala. Krishna Govinda, Govinda, Gopalanandala. Krishna Govinda, Govinda,
Krishna, dear devotees, a very hearty welcome to the Deity Worship Sangha, and we have our great fortune today that we've been graced with the presence of His Grace Jananivas Prabhu. His Grace Jananivas Prabhu ki Jai. Thank you very much to the Kirtan team for setting the mood, the very meditative mood. And today we will hear briefly from Jananivas Prabhu. And as we had requested, you are very much welcome to also ask questions, share your heart. And it's a Sangha, it's an Ishta Goshti, it's a Sangha that means we open our heart. And we are definitely blessed by the association of His Grace Jananivas Prabhu. I will not take much time, but a very brief introduction. His Grace Jananivas Prabhu is traveling all the way from Mayapur, all around Europe, in an endeavor to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's dream of the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium. And you are welcome to come tomorrow and know more about it and also contribute in making Srila Prabhupada's dream come true. And I know that His Grace Jananivas Prabhu never mostly steps out of Mayapur, but then he's stepping out with the divine paraphernalia of our deities. And he's taking them around, sharing the mercy of the Adarya Dham of Sri Mayapur. So let us take this opportunity and welcome His Grace Jananivas Prabhu with loudly chanting Hari Bol. Louder like
Mayapur Dham ki
Jai.
Very much for inviting us here. Meaning
making a nice reception.
We encourage devotees to ask questions. But some are requesting if they could just hear a bit from you, because these are devotees who may not be directly engaged in deity worship as pujari or cook, but then to find a sense of being connected with the deities with whichever service they do, even indirect services, that would be very inspiring. Just a few words, Jananivas.
So the inspiration is coming from the Krishna through the parampara. That is their kindness. How the parampara come and do service. Why service? Because without service, how can you love anyone? So the acharyas have come and given us service. Specifically, especially Mahaprabhu and Jananivas prabhu. Mandir Hoy Viprakash Gauranga Nitya Seva Hoy Viprakash. Jananivas prabhu was explaining to Jiva Goswami about the significance of that place. They were standing on the bank of the Ganga, and Nityananda Prabhu quoted this verse. Nitya Seva Hoy Viprakash means they've come to give what no one else has come to give, to the extent. And that is their love of Krishna in the mode of the inhabitants of Raja, Vrindavan. Yeah, go around and need to say the Hoy Viprakash, that an astonishing temple will appear in Mayapur. And from that temple, go around and need to say that this eternal service of Krishna will become very interesting. So we read the books of the acharyas, we take initiation from them, we get guidance from them, and they inspire us. When you're reading Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, sometimes you see something that kind of just jumps out the page, comes out the pages. Yeah, something that inspires you, you read it in the books. And one should take that inspiration and make it his life and soul. That service, it make it his life and soul. He should make those instructions his life and soul. So like that we get inspiration from the books of the acharyas, the Guru personally. You should worship that Guru, that instruction. Because that's his ticket back to Godhead. That's how the inspiration comes. It comes from Krishna through the parampara. And six seasons gardens. So he describes how Deity is coming to meet Radha and Krishna. They come to this forest which has 6 seasonal flowers and fruits, and they're manifesting all of their fruits and flowers in the forest, even though it's not the season, but still they manifest. They're appearing in the Vrindavan and showers of flowers are falling down. So that's the greeting with the shower of flowers. These carpets form like an asana. So Radha can enter from that asana, enter into the forest. And after that they'll offer asana swagatam, the creepers, the long creepers hanging down, which we say. It's like swagatam, which is they're offering that to Radha and Krishna. And after that, then they offer padyam. That's water for washing the lotus feet of the Lord. It's a sweet drink made of honey, sugar, water, ghee, yogurt, milk. That's offered to Radha Madhava's Panchamrita, or Jananivas, Jananivas. And then again there are flowers for him to clean them out. The gurus and the Yavas, they combine to offer nice scents to Radha Krishna. And himself, the sandal, aguru, and then they're offering lamb and champaka flower. Champaka flower is, you see, golden colour, and it sits on the end of the branches where it sticks out a little bit with gold. So that's like offering Pancha Pradeep, 5 minutes. And after that comes the offering Naivedya, the foodstuffs, offering foodstuffs to the Lord. That's all the fruits and berries and other things that grow in the forest. So then they finish the puja for pranam. So that's the origin of arati. It happens in the spiritual world with Radha and Krishna, and they're entering into this forest. This forest is offering all the different ingredients that for worship. In other words, that is your vision of all these items are being offered, offering themselves. They're offering themselves. So this is the function of the 6 seasonal forest flowers. They're offering whatever they are. They're manifesting themselves in worship to Krishna. So this is the origin of the arati from Polo.
Thank you very much, Jananivas. My question was relating to something relating to deity worship. And a few days ago we were listening to a lecture by His Holiness Jananivas prabhu online, and Maharaj was mentioning this very important point that especially when you are doing puja, it's interesting because you have to be in Vatsalya Bhava, because you have to care for all the needs of the deities. The Krishna doesn't need anything from us, but you cannot be in this Aishwarya Bhava where you think, yeah, he's God, he can manage. You have to really have this motherly affection to be able to serve the deities, Vatsalya Bhava. And that's how, and Vraja Bhakti, serving Krishna in Vatsalya Bhava means Vraja Bhakti. And I had this question, that is deity worship then performed only in Vatsalya Bhava? Because at least for myself, I'm not there, and I know how many mistakes I make, and sometimes I do not even treat the deities properly as persons. And then I think, where is the question of Vatsalya Bhava there? So if you could enlighten us a bit about this, that you have to care for it's very interesting that to recognize that the deity is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself with his energies, but at the same time have this very motherly affection that you have to serve and do everything for the deity.
Devotees, they worship Prabhu in Dasras, and when the Dasras become mature, develop into Madhvajiras, which Surrender came together. So why only Dasras? Acharyas. The devotees can't contain all the choices. But if you happen to get an affection from any of the deity, that deity which attracts you, that is the best deity for you. That deity you have awakened attraction for. That deity is recommended you hold it. Keep him in your heart and you worship him. I don't know if that answered your question.
Thank you very much.
Maybe you can translate for me? I not hear so good anymore. So maybe you tell me in English, no problem, so I understand.
Yes.
What John was?
I will summarize it and
Yeah, please.
paraphrase it.
Yes, and speak loudly.
Yes, His Grace Jananivas prabhu was, he repeated the question and then he was mentioning how deity worship, it can be Vatsalya Ras, having that affection for the Lord and taking care of the needs of the Lord. And then he mentioned why it is Vatsalya Rasa, because we are meant to serve the Lordship in Dasya Rasa, and that's the beginning. And he also quoted Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he further went on to mention how you can make progress from there, and you can serve the Lord all the way up to Madhurya Rasa. And he also mentioned how to find that attraction with this one deity in your heart. And when you find that attraction with that one deity, that is your deity. And you can full-heartedly serve that deity.
And the question was from this one, we say what? We only can worship the deity in?
He was just pointing out how deity worship is more in the style of Raja Bhakti, because it's in Vatsalya Rasa. Because you have to have that parental affection and things like that. So, and
Then I do the last 40 years. Then what I do in the last 40 years, I'm not in any rasa.
Radha Thakur quoted, said that all the devotees, no, it's not as saying this, Jananivas prabhu, that all the devotees first serve Gauranga in Shastras. And when that attitude becomes mature, then Gauranga will reveal acharyas. Thank you, Madhava.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, when I hear something like that, you know, who is in a rasa? You know, since 40 years here, and I hear so many things from the rasa, but I don't know, for me it's difficult. When I hear you can serve the deity only in this rasa, then I think no, because
deity worship is for beginners. Like, I'm a beginner of deity worship, you know. So I know can't remove Madhurya or this rasa, that rasa. I'm trying to become a Bhakta rasa, you know. This word goes also always, I don't know. This is not inspiring for me when somebody say you can serve only in that rasa, the deities, and I think, no, deity worshiping is for everybody. Especially for people like me who have no rasa, that is trying to become a devotee, you know. And when there comes a verse like that, then I'm always a little bewildered. I mean,
So that one which
yeah, I'm so confused in this regard, you know. In one sense,
You
my
got that.
favorite murti is Hanuman. But in another sense, when I see Radha Madhava, Krishna. So I'm not can say now I'm this rasa, that rasa, that rasa. Mostly I'm in the Maya rasa. I think we should inspire the devotees not to make some limits, you know.
Anyway, wherever you are, serve the deities, everything will come. Actually, I'm not depending rasa, depending on mercy like you, that I have a seva. Sorry, I was 30 years ago, I was saying Mayapur in front of Radha Madhava, then Jananivas was there, and then I asked him, please give me some seva, and then he was a little skeptical, and then one devotee to Goralila told him, no, he needs seva, give him seva. And then I was half here with him. So, reward. So people can speak about rasa, this and that, finally we depend on the mercy of the devotees.
Thank you so much for your inspiring word, Prabhuji. You were mentioning that we can attain something if we give our life and soul to the service that our spiritual master give for us. And to be able to really dedicate our life and soul to something, we need to have some empowerment, I think. So please kindly share with us what we have to do to be able to dedicate our life and soul for this service, for this instruction.
How do we questions? How do you become humble? How do you become tolerant? It's the same answer. Same answer. You have to put it into practice. One example is given. When the devotees in America, in the early days, they were given they were chanting the Jayatwani prayers, Jayam Vishnu, etc. Bowing down and chanting these prayers. And Gautamuni Maharaj, I don't think he was Maharaj. But anyway, Gautamuni, he didn't pay his obeisances. So the Buddha said, Swamiji said, you've got to pay obeisances for me. They're calling out these prayers. And Gautamuni said, but he said that, well, I think spiritual life should be something very spontaneous. I don't think it should be practical. It seems artificial to me that bowing down, I don't feel like bowing down. I want to bow down. So I think spiritual life is something more dynamic, more. So they didn't know what to do there, everyone was new devotees. So they said, let's go and ask Swamiji. So they went to see Srila Prabhupada. And they told him that Gautamuni Maharaj he's not chanting the Premdwani prayers. So they told Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you chant anyway. You chant anyway. Then eventually it will come. But if you don't chant, it will be forever. I don't feel that. It's spontaneous. Yeah, all right, you go on thinking that I'm not getting taste and that. But if you put it into practice and associate it with others who are equal to you, then Prabhupada said, then it will come. There's that artificial cheese.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai. Hari bol. For me, no, spaghetti. Yes. Thank you. Yes. This is Mahaprasad. Just something, any Mahaprasad. This one potato. Can I have one more? Thank you. Dear friends, this was all for today's vlog. I hope you had a great, inspiring time with this Krishna katha. I'm going home now to put my Radheshyam to sleep and put myself to sleep. See you soon again in another vlog. Hare Krishna, Shubha Ratri.